Hey, Pat the Backyard Builder here. Well, spring has finally sprung and it's time to commence my favorite summer activity, ornamental concrete casting. We've got the concrete gear all set up here now and at it for a couple of hours here. I've got my tables all set up. I got my molds chosen that I'm going to do in this session here, and we're just gonna start casting up a storm here today. It's nice early spring this year, which is a little different. Usually we're cold right up until end of May before I can start casting, but to actually get a few weeks head start on things here. So it's really nice because, well, since I cast in my backyard, I've got to wait till it's not freezing at night anymore. So anyways, my table's set up here is it's just a couple of sawhorses with some 2x10s across. You need a nice heavy table to support these. These molds get pretty heavy when they're full of cement, so you need a nice heavy table to support your work so that it doesn't the mold doesn't bend and everything go out of shape on you. One thing you need to do before you get started, go at it with a level and put some blocks under the feet of your table there. Make sure everything's completely level, and that way you can just leave your molds on the table while they set. I've taken my air compressor, blown out all the dust and the cobwebs, and I'm about to start spraying the release into things. And once I've got the release setting here, then we'll go start some concrete mix. What you want to do with your release here? Your release is just a standard castor oil with some alcohol in it, and it's a 8-to-1 ratio there, with the alcohol being the larger portion. You just mix that all up, put it in a spray bottle, spray the inside of all your molds, and then you let it dry. And what happens is the alcohol evaporates and it leaves a nice thin film of castor oil on the inside of the mold for you, so that your concrete release is nice and easy. One thing I've got going here, I'll just come in a little closer here. I'm doing a couple of benches here. You might notice I've put a wood block in the middle of this one here. What that is, that's just a little chunk of plywood, 3 by 8 inches. I've got the edges beveled there, and what that's going to do, I've got a custom order here for a client. It's for a memorial bench. They want to put a plaque on the back, so this will be the back piece of the bench, and they'll be able to set their plaque right in that little spot where that plug is going to be. Okay, it's a little later on in the day, and I've managed to do a couple loads of casting here, a couple loads of cement, and fill up a few molds. It is starting to get pretty warm in the day, so I'm not casting at the moment because I don't like casting when it's too hot. Contrary to a lot of people's belief and understanding, you actually don't want to be casting this stuff when it's too hot. You don't want your cement to set up or dry too fast. That will actually lead to weaking and the cracking and weak cement. So you do want to avoid really hot days if you can. What I've done here now is I have actually covered the castings. They've set up enough, so I've put some burlap on them, and I'm actually keeping the burlap damp so that the castings don't dry out too fast, and that'll give extra water to the cement so it can form its hydraulic bonds, and it'll also prevent the the casting from drying out too quickly. So I'll have a nice strong casting when I'm finally finished here.